unreasonable man, Beth Smith. I know children are everything to a mammal. I will spare one of their lives. You simply have to choose.
Summer! Summer.
You're not gonna believe this. I went to Phoebe instead of Titan. It's like, hello, Saturn. After 10 moons, time to stop naming and start numbering, you know?
Rick and Morty run away from the Edward without scissor hands towards the stairs, but then somehow wind up on these set of stairs instead of the ones on the original trajectory. This could be possible, of course, but the show doesn't animate them jumping or rocketing over there, which would have been a lot of fun to see.
So you're sending an animated show that already isn't supposed to be logical for doing something illogical in a setting that is literally designed to be even less logical than normal? What the f***?
Also, is this alien planet just randomly heard of MC Escher, or do they just have their own MC Escher? I'm going to need to walk up a few more impossible staircases to figure this one out.
Simply asking these questions does not necessitate a sin. You haven't pointed out anything wrong with this episode yet. You've just asked some questions that aren't important to the story.
Well, that's what you get for building your Escher Palace over a space vortex.
Pointless throwaway sin is pointless.
Morty, let's watch some interdimensional cable. Remember how we used to do that?
I do. And if you want to remember, I will show you these two examples of videos you could watch that do not benefit me in any way. I'm just looking out for you.
Yeah, they don't benefit us either, so the fact that you're bringing them up here is really cringy and stupid.
I can't go on. I can't go on like this with the truth tortoise in my head.
I was just thinking this the last time I let a tortoise on my head. Wait.
Discount Jeremy makes a cringy poop joke that isn't funny cliche.
This, Morty, is my archive of all the experiences you've begged me to remove from your life, lest you go insane. I call them Morty's Mind Blowers.
Seems like an impressive amount when you see them all, but how many of them are just simply about Morty forgetting the Mind Blowers room exists? Because Rick would have to erase that memory every time as well, right?
Yes. And what's the sin here? How did the episode make a mistake? Oh, it didn't? You're just making an observation that's neither good nor bad and counting it as a sin in order to pad the sin count? Cool.
Also, Morty's memory manipulation would be more accurate, but Rick is taking the marketing approach here to keep this intriguing.
So you admit that it's a marketing thing, but still sinned it? Who do you think you are, Ben Shapiro getting offended by female M&Ms?
These corporations seeking to re-enshrine in the left-wing mind that they are their allies, they just do stupid woke virtue signaling for no apparent reason. And it is high-level trolling. It is them doing something and then proclaiming that they are virtuous, and then when you point out that what they're doing is stupid, they're like, why are you even noticing we're doing it in the first place?
This labeling system that appears to depend on the stickiness of the tape. Certainly Rick has the ability to do better than this. Okay, so Rick doesn't give a shit, but why then label it all?
So he knows which ones are which in order to show them to Morty? You're misunderstanding Rick's character again. He does care about these things. He simply wants to hide that by doing a half-assed job.
Ever seen signs of a regular dude, as you describe him, hanging out up there?
But Rick does have the technology to take the memory from Morty at this point, so why not look in at Morty's memory and see what he did to confirm the person on the moon or tease Morty endlessly for the rest of his life?
Because that would take extra work and effort over a subject that Rick doesn't think holds any weight whatsoever? This scene right here demonstrates how Rick trusts his own experience with the moon more than Morty's baseless claim.
Putting brown gravy on mashed potatoes, or really just putting brown gravy on anything.
Pointing things out on the screen.
Morty's at least 11 or 12, right? Why are they still learning simple math like 18 plus 10 at his age?
That's the joke.
Morty took a picture in printable clarity at night? Wait, Morty printed pictures for proof? This is insane. Who prints pictures?
People who want proof? I mean, you literally mentioned the word proof a second ago and then asked a question whose answer you just said. That's embarrassing, dude.
Oh my god, what have I done?
How did this memory not convince Morty that he'd actually seen a man on the moon? His memory is clear at the beginning, and this is obviously a man and not a smudge. Also, this is the same flag on the moon as in the yard. There is no other conclusion to draw from this memory except Morty was correct about the man on the moon.
Remember at the funeral when one of the mourners said that he looked like a smudge on a lens, and then Morty checked the telescope lens and found the smudge? Yeah, you're lying to your audience yet again.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Don't all have titles, though. It's not a Simpsons Halloween special. More like a clip show made of clips you never saw.
These aren't clips that Morty never saw. These are clips that Morty can't remember, but he definitely saw them at some point or they wouldn't exist.
Ignoring the fact that Rick was addressing the audience there.
Collector comes to peek into their habitat and spots Rick disassembling a television. Wouldn't this be somewhat alarming? Why would the Collector allow the specimens to take apart their environment?
He's observing them and their behavior. When he sees Rick taking apart the TV, he just chalks it up as Rick's species being handy. He has no idea that Rick is going to use it to escape because he doesn't know just how intelligent Rick is.
Oh, the schematics specify a second, smaller pilot. I mean, they really specify smaller. They have to be exactly 5'3".
But why? Morty normally just sits in normal-sized seats. What would his height have to do with anything in regards to the schematics? And Rick's making it pretty obvious these idiots are being set up to be stuck in an alien human zoo.
What? No, he's not. How the hell would they guess that just from the schematics? And for anyone who's going to defend that sin on the grounds of it being a joke, then this sin is for it not being funny.
This very confusing piece of paper that came from an alien but is written in English. Now, maybe the paper is designed to translate to be legible to whoever reads it, but then why wouldn't it be written properly with the name capitalized and a period after warrior?
It's a cartoon, dude. Chill.
Having 2 glasses of whatever this is.
Skip.
I'm gonna go take a quick
So Rick goes to the bathroom and walks away down the hallway. I thought that was odd because I assumed the bathroom doors were here. Then the shot cuts to Floop, and over his shoulder the sign says the bathrooms are the opposite direction from where Rick went. However, on the wide shot, the arrow is pointed in the other direction, and we're left with nothing but assumptions about where Rick actually went to take a shit. And honestly, this is probably the most haunting part of the episode.
This is all actually a good observation. Well done, TVSins. If you had more sins like this, your videos might actually be decent.
Alright, so you want to do this here or outside?
I'm not privy to all the Don Cuco establishment rules, but I'm going to go out on a limb and assume they don't approve of alien murder in their restaurant during normal operation hours.
Pointless throwaway sin is pointless.
Simply have to choose.
Summer! Summer.
Okay, go with me here. Sure. Beth had that answer at the ready far too quickly. But really, the blame is on this alien for not creating a soundproof torture bubble.
Jesus Christ, unfunny joke is unfunny.
Rick opens the door panel by hitting it with his fist, but doesn't he know that shooting door panels is the official way to make sci-fi doors open?
So you're sinning this episode for not being the same as other sci-fi franchises? What? Wouldn't you have sinned it if it had done that?
For the fun of the show, these two have just wiped almost all of their memories. But all indication is that the Mind Wiper would only wipe one specific memory and not an identity.
But that's only true when Rick controlled how much got removed. In this scene, the device wasn't being controlled, or in other words, limited, by the user, so it removed everything. The next 4 sins in a row are all just pointing things out on the screen.
You guys doing Morty's mind blowers?
Asks the ice pop eating sister, who conveniently wanders into the garage and enters the bunker only seconds before her family ends the episode with a bang, which is almost as convenient as Summer also wearing a key necklace needed to access the panel that will save Rick and Morty.
Discount Jeremy is forgetting that this is a cartoon yet again. Who cares that it's convenient? It's not supposed to be a super serious and realistic drama, my guy.
There is no way she consumed each of the steps on that card that quickly, and you should never do step number 1 without reading all the remaining steps to ensure there's no f***ery regarding step number 1 in the following steps, especially when step 1 requires you to shoot people.
And you honestly think that Summer gives that much of a shit? Really? Someone hasn't been paying attention.
No wonder you're constantly fighting with each other and behind schedule.
That's a funny way of saying I should have just kept your memories wiped because you're both assholes.
Okay. And the sin is what exactly? That the characters in the show are staying in character? How the hell is that a mistake?
What are you doing, step bro?